I'm slightly out of breath from the climb up here, but it seems like a good time to begin. This is Jim Farrier on December 3rd, 2021. A little bit about my life story. It seemed like I was a weakly little kid, afraid of everything, isolated, and that kind of led to a life of struggle. But somehow I kept bouncing back. And that's one thing I'd like to talk about. What is the process of bouncing back? How can we make life go on, overcome our difficulties, and go forward? Being as afraid as a child, I can remember being bullied by the big kids, even in first grade. As I got on the bus, they made fun of me. And maybe that memory stuck. So this is kind of a coming out in public a little bit, though I've done it before and then pulled back. But what is the meaning of what we need to do in life? How can we go forward? How do we handle adversity? By taking little steps at first, and then huge risks. Large risks have been a part of my life every time I've got into trouble. Every time I've been in a financial collapse, I would basically bet the farm, bet everything on what I thought was the next step. Sometimes I did it because of emotional reasons. Sometimes I did it because it seemed like I had the power to do it. And I don't know if it was God or Spirit that was driving me forward. Probably so. I felt a spirit connection the whole time in my life. I've not been a religious person per se, but definitely spiritual, and definitely feeling that I could cross the boundaries between the physical world and the spiritual and move forward with the support of the spiritual. So I would say the same is for you, though I'm not here to teach anything at this moment, but just give my life experiences. Life moves forward at its own pace for each of us, and each of us is remarkably different. So perhaps in your life, when you've come up to an obstacle, you could ask yourself, what am I willing to risk to go forward? Do I need disaster to move forward and change life? I think I did. I tend to not make changes that were necessary or take steps that would benefit my life if I didn't have some sort of disaster driving me, pushing me forward into them. So that may be true for some people. Others might just naturally have that instinct to compete with the process, with everything that's surrounding them, and move forward. But I think success is not only our efforts, but help from the spiritual world. Is it aligning with your life purpose? Are you doing something that makes sense with you, with your life purpose? Look at what's possible in that. Look at yourself and see if what you're doing feels right, if it feels important to you, What are your interests? What are you driven toward? That's the thing to look at. And then follow a passion or two and see where it leads. Life is an experiment. And it really doesn't matter what we do, does it? To some degree, it's all up to us. Do we really care what other people think? What other people say about us? Most of us do, but perhaps we shouldn't. Perhaps we should just blaze along blindly forward and find our own path. So today, I want to send you a blessing and permission to take risks in your own life, to drive forward with something you've been thinking about for a long time. Please do it now. And I give you my permission to go ahead and do that. You don't need it, but it feels like a good thing to say. I've got your back. I've got you covered in any way I could, but I bless you for trying and moving forward. Till next time, with love, I send you forth.